All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Come and get your love. Don't mind if I do. Good morning. Today is July 10th, 2025. This is episode 916 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next hour, my friend, you will be getting the top cybersecurity news stories of the day alongside expert analysis and breaking down these stories, going beyond the headlines to deliver value to you as a practitioner or aspiring practitioner on how you can use this education and knowledge to be able to deliver cyber risk reduction to your business stakeholders or to yourself. Be the CEO of you. You can deliver business value to your current stakeholders, or if you're looking to level up, you're looking to get a new job, you're looking to get more money, you're looking to get promotion, you're looking, frankly, to get the respect you deserve, well, having those skills are going to play into your favor to make you move around within the industry. And if you're looking to break into the industry, believe me when I tell you, you're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current on the industry? Mark my words, you will be asked, how do you stay current on the industry? Right here, Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. SANS Difference Maker Award Podcast of the Year 2024 is a phenomenal answer. Not to mention the hella good Simply Cyber community, hashtag Team SC. You can see them all above right here on stream with me. I love having chat on stream with me. Guys, love what you're doing. I see Chris Rock, James Bender, Marcus Kyler, Lara Flores, my man Nerman, who I'm going to be high-fiving in Vegas in a few weeks, Poner Joe, Marlon Johnson. Guys, so many wonderful people. Say hello. Don't be shy. We are inclusive, supportive community. I also want to remind everybody it is Thursday, which means only one thing. What's Your Meme Thursday is coming at your face in about half an hour. Dan Reardon, this guy right here, aka the Haircut Fish, he's live in chat right now. You can say hello to him. He develops a custom meme every Thursday, and it's usually tied to something that happened earlier in the week. So if you'd like to take some guesses, I know Elliot Matisse and the San Francisco Connection like to play that game. If you want to take a stab at what the meme could be related to this week, feel free to drop that in chat. Maybe tag the Haircut Fish and see what he says. Guys, we got a banger of a show for you. Spoiler alert, this doesn't happen often, but if you're a long timer, you know it does happen occasionally. CISO Series has not published the blog post, so I never research or prep for the show at all, right? Because come on, where's the sound effect? All right, the sound effect will be coming soon.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Thank you. I never research or prep for the show, but I do set the show up so I can, jump to the tabs. Once in a while, they don't do their part, and the blog post isn't available. So I literally have zero clue what stories could be coming. So unhinged rant, I don't know. Mild, lukewarm, flaccid mild take, possibly. We'll see what happens. Is AI going to be talked about? Oh, we'll see, but that's what we got going for you. Before we get into it, do let me say shout out and love to the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring you these hot stories to you every single day. Plus, I get to level up the studio. If you like the look and vibe of this blue-pink thing going on behind me, that's compliments of all of you showing up and the sponsor saying, hey, we'd love to support what you're doing here. Give me a second. I'm trying to find Kimberly's post because hold on one second. Oh, yeah. I got two things to share with you. Is Alexis Julian in here? Let me know really quickly. Let me know if Alexis Julian's in here. Oh, Jesus Christ, this URL doesn't resolve. Okay, guys, I want to say shout out to the stream sponsors, starting with Barricade Cyber Solution and their 4 to 5 365 webinar series. This is a practical limited run series. It's going to be 12 episodes across 24 weeks, every other week. It's going to be free to sign up, free to attend, and you will be getting hands-on practical learning, walking through the essential M365 general settings for configuring a secure environment. So if you work in an M365 environment, or you're looking, like, listen, if you're leveling up and you want to be able to talk intelligently in job interviews about hardening Azure, not Azure, but M365 cloud instances, holler at you. This is a good one. I'm going to drop a link in chat right now. You can go register for this Zoom meeting. The first one is July 16th, so a week from yesterday. Come on down and giddy up on that. Now, really quickly, because I did see Space Tacos. By the way, Space Tacos, thank you so much for the assist. Space Tacos letting us know that Ms. Julian is in chat. I call her Ms. Julian because usually my Alexis device goes off. I don't have one here at the in-laws house. But I want to let you know that if you are in the Connecticut area, right, we have this ambassador program. If today's your first time, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. First timers I need to know so I can tailor the show for you. If you go to simplycyber.io and scroll down, you can see the Simply Cyber Locals meetup. And we have local chapters all across the United States, and I believe maybe one in Canada, but all across the United States. But if you zoom in right here on Connecticut, boom, this is the Connecticut group. If you go onto Discord at That's Unfortunate 7191, that user can help you. But Alexis Julian is in charge of the meetups, and I wanted to let you know that July 12th, this Saturday, July 12th, from 2 to 4 p.m. at the New Britain Public Library, I assume in New Britain, Connecticut, there will be snacks, waters, networking games, bingo, and prizes. And it's really an opportunity to chat and connect with others in the Simply Cyber community, in cybersecurity, in the Connecticut area. So giddy up on that if you have opportunities. You can at Alexis Julian in chat right now to get more information. I see the California group getting up early and freaking out. There is a San Diego contingent, and there is I don't even know what this is. Inland Empire Socials. Southern California. So I don't know. There is a San Francisco group, but apparently they haven't organized yet to have a ambassador program. All right, guys, I also want to say shout out and love to Antisyphon Training. Antisyphon Training brings the hotness every single day, bringing cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. And if you didn't know, today there is a Pay What You Can, I believe Pay What You Can, workshop on AI Foundation, cybersecurity workflow optimization. Joff Thayer, this guy is really, really brilliant. He's been with Black Hills for a long time. I believe he's Australian or New Zealand. Anyways, that doesn't really matter, although he has quite the accent. If you're if you're interested in learning how to implement AI in your cybersecurity workflows, come check this out. I'll give you a link in the description below. This is a 4-hour instructor-led workshop all about good times. Thank you. Oh, I can't shoot. I cannot pin that because it's too long. It's too much. Here, let me see if I can do this. Cut off the metadata, the UTMs, if you will. Let's do. Oh my God, man. You know, sometimes you just wanna. There we go. There's a link. Tell them Simply Cyber sent you. All about good times in the workshop. Also, we've got Threat Locker, but we'll do them in just a second because we're all over the place on time here. Guys, I want to say, I don't know if we had any first-timers in chat. Let me know with a hashtag first-timer. Hashtag first-timer in chat. Hashtag first-timer in chat. If you've got... Oh, did I swear? I'm sorry. I didn't know I swore. My bad. Coffee cup cheers to everyone who is in chat right now. Thank you for being here. And if you're on replay from the past, coffee cup cheers to you too. Guys, if you're a first-timer, holler at us. All about good times. But what I want you to know is that every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So if you have a cybersecurity certification that requires maintenance, then say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, file it away. as fun as this is and as cool as the sound effects are, I've got 20 years of experience and multiple degrees in cybersecurity. I am qualified on paper as a instructor or expert or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. This is an instructor-led webinar. We say half a CPE because we have fun, so it's half an hour of education. Say what's up in chat. Don't sweat CPEs. Get it. I do see some first-timers in chat. This is great. Ooh, look at this. Hold on. So we got some first-timers in chat. Guys, can you help me welcome Kevin1059? Kevin1059, welcome to the party, pal. Hold on. Let's mute this. Kevin1059, welcome to the party, pal. Great to have you here. We'll play the sound effect. Welcome to the party, pal. Yep. And we saw someone yesterday, Angelina, who said it was her first time yesterday. I didn't catch it. So Angelina, hashtag first timer. Welcome to the party, Angelina. Welcome to the party, pal. Love it, love it, love it. Oh my God. Guys, I got to tell you, it makes me so giddy welcoming first timers. It's like an opportunity to introduce people to our community, introduce people to what we're doing here, and just grow the circle bigger and help more people. So Kevin, Angelina, I hope you enjoy the experience. It's all about good times. Hell yeah. All right, so I've got a Threat Locker and a Delete Me ad still to read. Let me do the, let me do the Threat Locker one. We'll do the Delete Me at the mid-roll, and then we'll do the meme of the week. So let's do the Threat Locker one. I'll be in chat saying what's up. Get your coffee. Guys, if you need some coffee, go get coffee. Obviously, the links for all the sponsors are in the description below, so it does help me. It does help the channel. It helps us grow. It helps me do things like offer community member of the week prizes and fund the Capture the Flag events. And frankly, we have the Simply Cyber meetup in Vegas. That's a couple $1,000. So the sponsors basically fund that. My wife would kill me if I was just like dipping into our savings to fund massive parties. This isn't Project X. So use the links in the description below. It certainly helps. I do want to remind everyone that the Simply Cyber Community Meetup, hold on, let me figure out where the heck it is. The Simply Cyber Community Meetup, Hack Smarter Meetup at Vegas. Here's a link to it if you want to check it out. Also, there you go. I'll pin it. I can answer questions about this. All right, let's do the ad roll and then get into the news, yeah? Okay. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right, in the words of the great actor Matthew McConaughey, all right. Let's get into the news. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news. Spicy. At this point, I will not change that sound effect until I get back to my home studio. Angelina, Kevin, I'm in the mobile studio at my in-laws' house, so there are some changes between the main show and this show, and that's one of them. All right, let's go, y'all.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
I know the first story because it's in the title of the
Cybersecurity
podcast.
Headlines for Thursday, July 10th, 2025. I'm Sarah Lane. AMD warns of new meltdown Spectre-like bugs affecting CPUs. AMD disclosed a new side channel vulnerability dubbed the Transient Scheduler Attack, or TSA, affecting a wide range of its chips, including Ryzen and EPYC processors. The individual flaws are rated low to medium severity, but Trend Micro and CrowdStrike both consider the threat critical due to potential kernel data leakage. The attack requires local code execution, and AMD has issued patches and recommends sysadmins update affected systems.
All right. You know what? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. I was literally Kevin doesn't know because Kevin's here for the first time, but Angelina knows because I said it yesterday. Hold on, what did Becky Gaylord do? Hold on. See, the thing is, I'm a member of this community, but I'm also hosting and producing the show, so I miss things. And then I have like FOMO. I see Space Tacos jumping up and down for Becky Gaylord. I like Becky Gaylord. What did Becky Gaylord do? All right. So while I wait for that, check it out. I was dunking on Meltdown Inspector yesterday because it's one of those ones. It's one of those ones where, like, yeah, it is really bad. It's like completely getting exposed. It's like having someone inside your mind in your inner monologue, right? But the likelihood of this exploitation and the technical sophistication of executing it is so complex and so difficult that, yes, it is a massive issue. But at the same time, it's not going to, like, in my opinion, it's not really going to manifest itself. Okay, yeah, I remember Meltdown Inspector 2. I actually lost my cookies when I was at MUSC, telling everybody, watch out, watch out. And in reality, it really wasn't a thing. Hold on one second. So here's what I'll say about this one. From a pure nerd perspective, this is really interesting. The ability to exploit a feature of a chip architecture is what's happening here. This isn't a bug. This is a feature. For performance reasons, modern chip processors will store things in memory, like in L1, L2 cache, which is like right next to the processor, right? So it's wicked speedy for executing commands, right? Oh, Becky got accepted to Blue Team Summit. Yes, sir. Nice job, Becky. Straight crushing it. Becky, she spoke at Layer 8 too in Boston, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this is it's critical overall, but honestly, I really don't think that you need to go grab your brown pants and plan for a long weekend, because I don't think it's a big deal. You need local physical access to the box to execute it, first of all. That is incredibly difficult, right? And I get it. You can straight up like roofie a sales engineer and steal their laptop. Sure, right? Like that can happen. You can mug somebody in the elevator, right? There's ways to get physical assets. But in reality, like, you're going to go through all this trouble for what? Like, it's really the sensitive information, which is likely to be physically secured in a more, secure location, right? The sales engineer isn't walking around with the blueprints to the Death Star, right? We saw in a Star Wars A New Hope, a lot of rebellion people lost, they made a whole movie about it, right? Rebel One, or what was the whatever. There was a friggin' movie about it. Anyways, the point is, it's like the Sensi stuff is going to be under physical security. So chances are it's not getting compromised. Now, from an academic perspective, yeah, this is a whole thing. AMD processors do have a solution for this one. You gotta patch it. What I will say is, with Meltdown Inspector, the solution was actually to nerf the Rogue One. Thank you, Rogue One. The solution was to, like, basically nerf the processor, which people didn't like, right? If you you can't, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Okay, so that was the problem there. I don't think, hold on, I'm going to look up the EPSS score here really quickly. This is using a Barricade solution, right? 1% chance of getting smacked in the next 30 days. And it's, excuse me, you have a 1/100th of 1% chance of experiencing this. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is a cool story, and like, ooh, it's like way down in the weeds. This is super, super elite hacksaw stuff. But in reality, like, I'm just going to get you to give me your password. I'm going to log in as you, and I'm going to steal your data that way. Like, I don't need to, like, Mission Impossible this thing, right?
Multiple vulnerabilities in Mozilla Thunderbird could allow for arbitrary code execution. Multiple vulnerabilities in Mozilla Thunderbird, some rated high severity, could allow arbitrary code.
Okay, hey, really quick programming note. I don't know any of the stories, so like I literally have to listen to the beginning of the news story and then type in Google and find the news story. So just bear with me on this one.
Execution, potentially letting attackers install programs or access sensitive data, especially on systems with admin privileges. The flaws include a critical use after free bug and memory safety issues, though there are no known active exploits. Users are being urged to update to version 140 or later, apply least privilege principles, and follow patch management and endpoint protection best practices.
Oh my God. All right. I don't even know if this is the same story. This story is from June 26th. I'd like to think that CISO series did not choose a story that was 2 weeks old for news. Let me go ahead and see if they refreshed the blog yet. No. Can anyone, like mods, can you check to see if oh, there we go. Thank God. All right, here we go. This is the story. Okay, thank you. This is July 9th, so this is yesterday. All right, multiple vulnerabilities in Mozilla Thunderbird. Here's the deal. I would say that not a lot of people use Thunderbird. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let's do a quick poll. This is a good way to, do you use Thunderbird? Thunderbird is essentially the Mozilla email client. If you're running versions prior to 140, you could be in deep doo-doo. Remote code execution's not good. It's a use after free bug. Hold on. This could lead to a crash. So that's more of a denial of service attack. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're using Mozilla Thunderbird, nobody is actively exploiting this. It is interesting. Just patch it. It's as simple as that.
You gotta patch it.
If you're using it in your organization and you need to centrally manage it, push patches. I think I use Thunderbird. Like here, I'm gonna date myself, and you all that know, if you're old like me, or you guys know me, you know I'm old. Like picture it, Sicily, 1912. But instead of Sicily, picture it, it's like, Massachusetts, maybe like 1999, 1998. And Mozilla Firefox came on the scene, and it was like an alternative to Netscape Navigator and Internet Explorer. And people were into it because it was like hot, it was anti-establishment. This is the story of like Mozilla from a end user perspective. And then they started releasing a whole suite of tools. So it started with the browser, but then they did Thunderbird, and they had a couple other ones that I can't remember now. But anyways, I tried Thunderbird back in the day. The thing is, it really didn't offer you any more features than Outlook. Outlook was well established. And like, to use Thunderbird, it felt more like you were using it just to be different, not because you like enjoyed the experience better. So that's what's up. So anyways, yeah, if you're using Thunderbird, patch it, end of story.
Bitcoin Depot breach exposes data of nearly 27,000 crypto users, more than $40 million stolen from GMX crypto platform. Hours after Bitcoin Depot, a major Bitcoin ATM operator, disclosed a breach affecting nearly 27,000 users, decentralized crypto exchange GMX confirmed a $43 million theft from its platform due to an exploit. GMX says it had undergone top-tier security audits, but has now suspended trading and is offering the attacker a 10% bounty for the return of stolen funds.
All right, so a couple things. Number one, ending the poll. 94% of you don't use Thunderbird. Okay. All right, so Bitcoin Depot, another exchange I've never heard of, got slapped in the mouth by a threat actor. Okay. Ooh, that's not good. Federal agencies were doing an investigation. And yeah, basically people's data got compromised. Now, of course, like every other one of these stories that I cover, and I like, I feel like I'm the one who yells out that the emperor has no clothes on. This is one of those ones where like the business lost the data of its customers, and they're offering money to the attacker to get the money back, right? So here's my thing. The attacker has committed crime. The attacker has 100% of the money. The victim organization is offering 10% of that money if they return all of the money. Let me just get my head right on this one. So you steal my wallet, right? Like you mug me. And you get my $100, and so you've committed crime and you have my money, and then I'm like, hey, how about you give me $90 back? Like where is the incentive there? You've already committed the crime, right? It's the idea that they're not going to press charges. I'm sure federal law enforcement doesn't give a flip about that, right? So I don't know, like. I guess I shouldn't dunk on this victim organization. People do dumb stuff when they're under pressure. The fact that they're offering a 10% bounty would lead me to believe that their finances are kind of hosed. If you remember when the Lazarus Group hit the Axie Infinity, the Ronin bridge there in a couple years ago, like that company basically just replenished the $600 million that disappeared. They like just made their customers whole. So that is called a power move. This one, not 100% sure what's going on. But if you're one of the 27,000 people who are impacted by this, you could enjoy your free 1 year of credit monitoring, but you work in crypto, so you're probably already quite aware of getting screwed. How did the hack happen? Hackers exploited a GitLab vulnerability to access server hosting sensitive customer information. Okay, so how did they get the, they didn't steal money? I thought they stole money. So this is literally just, this is just a data breach. Why the hell are they offering any money for anything? Okay, so two things. One, the reporter said something about offering 10% for a bounty to this attacker. The story doesn't say that. The story matches reality of what we normally see. The reality is they had sensitive information that got breached, and now they're offering their victim customers identity theft protection. This is about as standard the playbook as it goes. So it is what it is. I will say that it looks like it was a vulnerability in their GitLab environment. So if you are running GitLab, you could use this as an opportunity to either for end user awareness for your engineers to make sure that they're configuring their GitLab correctly, or patching their GitLab environment correctly. I don't know if there's any GitLab kind of vulnerability scanning tools or configuration tools that are out there, but may want to consider that. Again, the attacker didn't get money, so now they have to go through all the trouble of like selling this personal data or getting it, exploiting it in some additional way. Honestly, guys, I don't really run around in the threat actor space. I know we joke about Flaming Donkey. Kevin Angelina, Flaming Donkey is like a fake APT that I've made up in order to have a straw man argument. Plus, if we ever get it into MITRE ATT&CK, that would be cool. Here's my thing. At this point, lots of people's personal information has been compromised, right? So like, I don't know how valuable this information is on the dark web. The only nuance to this particular data set that should be interesting to you, and again, this is something to think about for yourself, like in a job interview or when you're doing threat modeling. These 27,000 people use crypto. These 27,000 people actively use crypto ATMs. So they likely have wallets. They're likely holding cryptocurrency, which is, a pretty juicy target for threat actors to phish, dupe, like NFT stealing, all that other stuff. So you are filtering essentially a user population down to 27,000 people that are clearly in the crypto space. So, I guess that there is something to do with that. Justin Gold, enjoy your 1 year of identity theft protection on your way to your Bitcoin ATM.
Threat actor targeting Indian defense sector. A new report from Psi Firma reveals that Pakistani-linked APT-36 is targeting India's defense sector with a phishing campaign exploiting Boss Linux, widely used in Indian government systems. The attack uses zip files containing malicious Linux.desktop shortcuts that then download decoy PowerPoint files while deploying an ELF binary for unauthorized access. Experts warn that the shift to Linux shows evolving tactics and call for stronger email filtering, endpoint monitoring, user training, and least privileged access to counter persistent threats in government infrastructure.
Oh, okay. Yep. Stay tuned because Tyler Ramsby will be joining us for jaw jacking at the top of the hour. Jaw jacking. Tyler's great. Tyler Ramsby's great. Black hoodie on, hacking all the things. We've got him in a training program, a podcast hosting mentorship program. He's doing great though. 18 months. He's in month 4. So we're really excited for Tyler and his growth. All right, so check it out. Threat actor targeting Indian defense sector. This is, global geopolitical cyber military capabilities. Pakistan, Iran, these countries, like obviously Israel, they're all in there. Sudan is also in there. I don't know if Sudan is being used as a proxy, but there's been some talks of like Anonymous Sudan and some other Sudanese type organizations. Let's look at this one. This Pakistan organization, APT-36, who are they targeting? They're focusing on Linux-based environments. Okay, no big deal. And they're attacking India. Okay, good stuff. Here's what I'll say. When you are a federal government or a military capability, you definitely should do all the things, right? You should, your information security program shouldn't be bubblegum and duct tape. It really should be mature with thoughtful leadership, strategic planning, all those things. You could see here their guidances. This is basically a starter kit for, CISOs, right? Like this is a starter kit for CISOs. Enhance email security. Yeah, no kidding. Thank you. Phishing is like the #1 attack vector. So go ahead and fix that. Educate your end users. For everybody in the world who's listening, like we are broadcasting, like Pump Up the Volume, Christian Slater, 1987, out the back of a Jeep Wrangler. Drink. Oh, by the way, for those who don't know, anytime I make like a late 80s, early 90s reference, it's become a drinking game. You don't really have to drink, but drink. Anyways, if you've seen Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater, it's great. For those who think GRC is like not super valuable, you'll notice that security awareness training is second on this list. Educating end users is super valuable. They're the ones who are going to fall for the problem, right? They're the ones who are going to get the fishes in the inbox. Those are the ones who are going to plug in dumb stuff. So, yeah, the secure systems, this is about as generic as saying, like, I own a vehicle. Like, okay, you're going to have to do better than that. monitoring endpoints. Okay, so you can see all these things here. The one thing I'll share with everybody from a practitioner perspective is if you're didn't know about this, MITRE ATT&CK is a really come on, MITRE ATT&CK, load. MITRE ATT&CK is a wicked awesome resource. If you go to CTI across the top and go to groups, I love doing this. You can actually scrub. This is a repo. Of course, it goes APT 3337, so 36 is not here. Nice job. APT 36, I just did a Control F for it, and you can see that it's oh my God, can we please, for Christ's sakes? Oh my God, man. APT 36, so under MITRE ATT&CK, it's actually known as Transparent Tribe. Its aliases are Copperfield Stone, APT 36, Mythic Leopard, and Project M. The whole reason I share this with you is that if you want to know more about a threat actor, right? Like when you see this story, where is it? When you see this story about, this, nation state APT, advanced persistent threat, and you want to know more, the very first place you should go is MITRE ATT&CK, okay? This is a phenomenal reference. So go check this out. Pakistani-based group. They've been active since 2013, so they've been around a minute. Primarily targeting diplomatic, defense, and research organizations in India and Afghanistan. This gives you insights, right? Pakistan and India are basically flirting. I hate to belittle or downplay like the conflict, but I mean, I feel like it's like two dudes on a schoolyard, just like spitting insults at each other, and then Afghanistan's in here. All right.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Vanta. Do you know the status of your compliance controls right now? Like right now, right this second? We know that real-time visibility is critical for security, but when it comes to our GRC programs, we rely on point-in-time checks. But more than 9,000 companies have continuous visibility into their controls with Vanta. Vanta brings automation to evidence collection across 35 frameworks, like SOC 2 and ISO 27001. They also centralize key workflows like policies, access reviews, and reporting, and helps you get security questionnaires done 5 times faster with AI. Now that is a new way to GRC. Get started at vanta.com/headlines.
All right, hold on. It's going to take me a minute. I have a special, Delete Me sent me a new read, and unfortunately, I tried to print it out at my in-laws' house, and it doesn't. I don't have access to a printer. You guys know a printer, right? What is this, bro? Oh my God. All right, let's do the music while I continue to struggle to find this friggin'. I had it up and then I literally friggin'. Hold on one second. All right, let's just do it. I'm going to have to figure this out. We'll read it at the end of the show after Tyler takes over. I'm so mad about this, not being able to print these things. Oh, my God. Okay, hilarious. Okay, guys, shout out to all of you. Thank you so very much, all of you, for being here. I thank the stream sponsors, Barricade, Antisyphon, ThreatLocker, and Delete Me. It is an HP printer, Lara Flores, just so you know. I literally saw it on the network, had it connect, and then it didn't work. So, guys, I do want to say shout out and thank you to all of you. Guys, every single day of the week has a special segment, and Thursdays is What's Your Meme Thursday by Dan Reardon, a.k.a. The Haircut Fish. Dan Reardon makes custom memes for us. Now, some of you guessed earlier what it could be. Let me tell you that earlier this week on Tidbits Tuesday, I showed you a couple photos of me and my wife, Mrs. Ozier, during our 4th of July vacation, etc. And Dan Reardon took that as inspiration. If you guys know about Borat and everything like that, ladies and gentlemen, I give you your meme of the week. There we go. There we go. Oh, my God. My wife. Yes, very good. So thank you very much, Dan Reardon, a.k.a. the Haircut Fish. Hilarious, as always. Definitely appreciate it. I wish I could wing the delete me ad, but I can't. Let's go ahead and cruise over to the la 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 la's. Here we go, Alpha Sierra, get ready. Thank you, Devin Grady. All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You guys are crushing it today. As always, we're at 8:40. We're going to keep cruising and finish strong.
Ruckus Networks leaves severe flaws unpatched in management devices. Researchers have disclosed multiple severe vulnerabilities in Ruckus Networks' Virtual Smart Zone, or VSZ, and Ruckus Network Detector, or RND, including hard-coded SSH keys, unauthenticated remote code execution, and weak secret management, none of which have been patched. The flaws could allow attackers full control over wireless infrastructure, especially in large-scale deployments. Carnegie Mellon's CERT-CC says that Ruckus and parent company CommScope have not responded to disclosure attempts. Until patches are released, admins are urged to isolate management interfaces and enforce secure access protocols.
All right. I don't know if these hard-coded passwords came from the vendor themselves. If they did that, that is horrible. And like honestly, that's like if you can like reverse a firmware or, you know, basically reverse a firmware, and you can find these hard-coded passwords, that, my friends, is a dynamite blog post from a security researcher. Or if you're Tyler Ramsby, you can you know, like Salt Bay a CVE. This is how Tyler Ramsby CVEs. He Salt Bays it. Okay. If you get private keys through reversing, also quite interesting. So here's the TLDR. If you're running Ruckus in your environment, you should be mindful of this. You gotta patch it. Seems like a really big deal. It seems like Ruckus is not 100% sure how to fix this yet, or it's a bigger problem. I'm not sure if there is patches necessarily, but yeah, hard-coded secrets that allow bypassing authentication. Honestly, this is obnoxious to me. Like again, I don't know if you guys know like how particular I am about words. I know this is like a super dorky academic GRC thing, but like words mean things. Like the reason we have language is so we can effectively communicate with each other and share knowledge. Hard-coded secrets that allow bypassing authentication. You're not bypassing authentication. You're authenticating with compromised credentials. So, like this word bypassing, I take wicked offense to it. It's just annoying because, like, here's my thing. Say you're like looking to break into industry, okay? And you read this news article, and then you go into a job interview, and you're like feeling yourself, and they're like, "Oh, we happen to use Ruckus here," and you're like, "Oh, no kidding, Ruckus? Did you see that they had a wicked bad vulnerability? Hard-coded secrets in the VSC can allow bypassing authentication." It's probably not going to sink your chances because you are showing that you're doing threat intelligence and current, but they're going to be like, "Oh, bypassing, huh? What? Can you define what bypassing is?" I don't want anyone to look dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like it's annoying to me. Okay? Okay, so here's the TLDR. This looks like a quite the cornucopia of situations here, of problems. Again, I don't know Ruckus from a hole in the wall. This is specifically constrained to their wireless VSZ implementation, so it could be interesting. Honestly, I don't know if you could get a Ruckus wireless device cheap on like eBay or one of these things and do some security research on it or whatever. But shout out to Team 82 over at Clarity. This is just, dude, another thing, like, this is the way, okay? Get your Mandalorian memes out. This is the way. If you are a security company and you actually want to do marketing well, get a research division and have them do research and find things and then publish it. The days of paid ads and talking about how your product is disrupting industry is gone. You need to deliver value into the network, and like this is it. Okay, so unpatched management devices, pretty gross. Yeah, just go ahead and patch your stuff.
The Czech Republic bans DeepSeek in state administration over cybersecurity concerns. The Czech Republic has banned Chinese AI startup DeepSeek from use in state administration over cybersecurity concerns, citing risks of unauthorized data access due to China's data laws. The decision follows a warning from the country's cybersecurity agency and mirrors similar moves by Italy and Australia. DeepSeek was founded back in 2023 and released its first large language model the same year. Ingram Micros.
All right. All right, so good news. I actually had the ad read downloaded to my downloads folder. I'm realizing right now, like a complete jackwagon. I swear, I I am a professional. Okay, so Czech Republic banning DeepSeek, guys. Here's the deal. DeepSeek is China's ChatGPT. A lot of people suspect that it was. A lot of secrets were stolen from an espionage perspective to make DeepSeek awesome. DeepSeek's available. People are using it. The concern here is that all of the information that you put into DeepSeek is also being, ported off and consumed by the Chinese government, likely based on historical precedents, not based on xenophobia or any type of discrimination. But there's a higher probability that this is true. If you look at the Chinese government, they put government officials on boards of large, successful companies. Go look at like Alibaba. They put their thumb on quote unquote the scale. So Czech Republic has taken a stand. Guys, this is a macro level version of policy that you should be thinking about at your organization. I've been saying this for about 2 years. You may want to consider having a chief AI officer who's helping set policy and standards. Now, I've talked to other leaders in cybersecurity who have said, oh, that's a stupid idea, Jerry. They didn't say it that way. They said it much more politely, but effectively they were telling me to my face that that was a stupid idea. And there were ideas like, do you have a chief email officer? Do you have a chief internet officer? And it's like, no, but like maybe because it's such a disruptive technology, maybe we do have someone who's thinking about it. Their argument was that like every leader should be thinking about AI use in their own, swim lane. So I don't care. Have your own AI officer. Have everybody like chief application officer now be the AI person. I think having a chief AI officer allows for faster alignment across the organization. Whatever you do, however you do it, do something. You can't stick your head in the ground and be like, oh, just whatever. AI's like whatever. It's like a calculator. Just go ahead and use it. No big deal. No one cares. And this is what Czech Republic has done. Honestly, at this point, there's so many options for, effectively DeepSeek competitors that this isn't going to hobble their capabilities as a country. Cyber risk, which, yeah, data privacy for sure. I think it's more around, data sensitivity and data governance more than anything.
Starts restoring systems after ransomware attack. Ingram Micro is restoring systems following a global ransomware attack by the SafePay group that hit just before July 4th. The attack took down ordering systems and forced employees to work remotely. The company has resumed taking phone and email orders in multiple countries and reset all passwords and MFA. Internal systems tied to logistics and fulfillment are gradually coming back online, but full recovery is ongoing. It's unclear if data was stolen, though SafePay is known for exfiltration in similar attacks.
Yeah, they don't know if data was stolen. It likely was. I feel like SafePay was going to disclose like 5 gigs of data. I might be confusing this with another attack, but yeah, dude, Ingram Micro, major company, slapped in the mouth, suffered a breach. I hate to downplay it because it is, unfortunate, and like I don't want my company to get hit with ransomware either. And the larger an organization you are, just by virtue of like the reality, you have a larger attack surface. You're more porous. You have more personnel and more end users who can possibly make bad choices and lead to compromise. Okay. I do want to point out one thing. You'll see here that Ingram Micro has announced that they are able to process orders received by phone or email from these countries. Looks like it's, Europe, Asia, South America. So this is great. The lesson learned here is not that Ingram Micro got hit with ransomware. That's like a whatever, right? The lesson here is that they had a business continuity plan, and they were conducting cyber resiliency capabilities, which is phenomenal. Whoever the CISO is at Ingram Micro, let me just do this. I love doing this. CISO at Ingram Micro. Is this Forrest Smith? All right, this guy right here. Nice job, Forrest. This guy right here. Let's make him the unsung hero of the day. This guy's this guy's having a rough couple weeks, I'm sure. He probably doesn't look as good as he does in this photo. He's probably got bags under his eye right now and definitely walking funny. But the fact that his organization is now the fact that they're able to process orders, this just means that they're able to make money.
Straight cash, homie.
And at the end of the day, a CISO's job is to ensure business operations continue. You and I, listen, let's be real. You and I can love the cybersecurity. We can love 0 days. We can love educating end users about best practices and avoiding phishing. We can love ourselves some October Cybersecurity Awareness Month. At the end of the day, the CFO, the CEO, the Chief Revenue Officer, the Chief People Officer, like Carl in accounting, Todd in sales, Kimberly at server administrator, they don't give a damn. They give a love and praise for making money, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what the business is for. That's what the business is doing. That's what they're in business. They're not in business for like the lulls, right? So the fact that this guy Forrest was able to ensure resiliency to continue or resume processing orders and effectively making money for the business while dealing with a ransomware incident, that's the job. And honestly, again, like, let's be real. This is why he was hired. He wasn't hired. Ingram Micro had the foresight. They weren't like, oh, like, we need to get an insurance policy. So can you be our CISO and check this box, but stand over there and not do anything? This company hired him because they needed help managing the risk of a cyber attack, and it came to fruition. I'm telling you right now, dude, if you implement okay, now I guess I'm unhinged ranting. Listen, people do this, businesses do all the time. Oh, we don't need to invest in cybersecurity. Oh, we have an insurance policy. That's fine. Whatever. Move, nerd. And then they get punched in the mouth. And like their nose is bleeding. They're money's leaking out of them. And they're like, oh, here's a blank check. Make cyber happen. Make the boo-boo go away. Make the hurt stop. And it's like, you don't want to say I told you so, but like you're like, Jesus, You're spending $1 today when you could have spent 15 cents last week and avoided this, but you were so just, I don't want to say ignorant, but like you weren't, nobody was able to effectively communicate to you the value of cybersecurity. And it only took an incident and paying for you to realize it, okay? It's like no different than someone who like doesn't lock their car doors and then they get their car robbed and all of a sudden they're like an evangelist for locking your car. They go by the club, drink. Just come on.
Do Not APT expands operations, targets European foreign ministries with Loptic mod malware. Cybersecurity firm Trellix says Indian-linked APT group Do Not Team targeted a European foreign ministry with its custom Loptic mod malware, delivered via phishing emails impersonating defense officials. The malware, active since at least 2018, enables data exfiltration, remote access, and long-term persistence using anti-analysis and evasion techniques. Though the campaign's command and control server is now offline, the attack signals a shift in Do Not's focus from South Asia to European diplomatic targets. Be sure to
All right. So I guess today, July 10th, 2025, episode 916, is the geopolitical threat actor episode where, APT 36 in Pakistan is wagging its finger at India. And who is this? This is an Indian threat actor who is wagging its finger at European foreign affairs ministries. So everybody's attacking everybody. I feel like this is like some type of, modern, like cyber version of the movie Clue, where everybody's kind of a suspect and attacking everybody. Again, this is nation state level stuff. For me and you, like Angelina, for me and you, this is interesting, and you should be aware of it on the global scale because there's only one internet, right? So you could catch a stray bullet here, but in reality, no one's like this. Do Not team is not wasting its energy and effort targeting a small cybersecurity education company. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going for big fish and they're doing sophisticated attacks. Not hopefully, but realistically, it's likely part of some strategic national military objective, right? Here we go. We're talking about the attack chain really quickly, just to give you guys a little bit of value before Tyler Ramsby comes on. There's the cyber kill chain. If you don't know about the cyber kill chain, definitely worth learning because it'll set the your mindset for how attacks work. And they're not all exactly like this, but this is a pretty good way to do it. So you can see here in the cyber attack kill chain, it moves from left to right. Again, this kill chain graphic is not comprehensive enough because there is actually iterations. Once you penetrate into an environment and get a foothold, you'll execute the kill chain again to get deeper, penetrate further, etc. So for this particular threat actor, this Indian-based threat actor attacking European foreign affairs officials, they start with a phishing email and trick recipients into clicking on a Google Drive link. Again, Google Drive, if you see a Google Drive link, you're going to think it's okay because, your company uses Google or like Google's a trusted entity, but any jackwagon can put anything into Google Drive and send it to you. The Google Drive link is a RAR archive, not to be confused with my 2017 Halloween costume of being a lion. RAR. Okay. It's a RAR archive, which is basically just a compressed archive of files. The RAR will get through. The RAR will get through like screening because it's like your email gateway is not going to see it as malware because it's all compressed. Once you get in there, I will say that the victim now has to execute and decompress the RAR archive. So that's another step in the kill chain. Really quick on the kill chain here, the recon phase, the first phase here is getting the email. The weaponization is staging the Google Drive link and putting the RAR archive in there. The delivery is simply sending the email to the victim. Exploitation is now, fingers crossed, hoping the victim downloads the RAR and then executes it. Once they execute it, the installation happens automatically. And then you've got command and control, which is C2. At this point, the victim machine is compromised, and the attacker, in this case, the Do Not team, can then start pushing additional payloads, installations, into the victim machine. This command and control instance right here, this is actually where the iterations of the cyber kill chain would start happening. The command and control would say, hey, what's your IP address? Where are you? What domain are you in? Now look laterally along that network segment and see what else you can exploit. Once you get in there, they would not be sending additional emails. At that point, they would just be doing technical exploitation, probably dropping creds and seeing if they can log in across other things. Oh, well, hello. I should have scrolled down a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little bit of a hey, how's your father? All right, and for Angelina and Kevin, I've got a soft spot in my heart for infographics. Oh my God. I was going to make a joke that's like wildly inappropriate for this show and for me. So you can see here, this graphic basically says exactly what I just said. Part of the persistence mechanism is creating a scheduled task. There's multiple steps along this kill chain for you to intercept and prevent. Making awareness training for your end users not to click on dumb stuff. Having your email security gateway block RAR files for executable or for installs. Having your EDR stop the execution of these things. Having the created scheduled task detection that detects that. The C2 communication, you could see that with like a network beaconing tool like Rita. Exfil data, you should see that. Like at this point, you're like really screwed, but you know what I'm saying. All right, guys. Grant me grace. We are at the end of the show, but don't go anywhere because I would love to tell you about Delete Me. Please do me a solid, guys. This is one of those times where I'm asking you as a community to grant me some grace. Guys, I do want to say shout out and thank you to the sponsors, but also Delete Me. Hold on, delete me. Right now, the headlines are chock full of data breaches and regulatory rollbacks, making us all vulnerable. But you can do something about it. Delete Me is here to make it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online. The fact is, we're all at risk. How many times have you gotten an email or a letter saying your data has been breached? It stinks. It's unsettling. But the good news is Delete Me can help. I do use Delete Me. I get my monthly reports of all the data broker sites they've removed my personal information from. Because as someone with an online active presence with Simply Cyber, privacy really is important to me. I want to control who gets to see my data, not basically have data brokers make money off of my own information. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. If you use Delete Me in chat, please share your experiences right now. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to the only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber. Code simplycyber. Thank you, Simply Cyber. As always, all the links are in the description below. It does help the channel grow and support all the things. The reality is, guys, I've said it before. I love this community. I serve this community. But being able to produce this show, being able to do all the things that we do, it does cost money, and the sponsors is where that money comes from. So by clicking on the links and at least checking out their stuff, it goes a long way to help the channel. Guys, I am super excited to share with you that you are about to be joined by one black hoodie on, Simply Cyber community member, Hack Smarter leader, and all-around good guy, Tyler Ramsby. He's going to take you through jaw-jacking. I'm super pumped for you guys. Don't go anywhere. You're going to be delighted. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you at 4:30. Excuse me. My voice cracked like I'm 13. I'll see you at 4:30 p.m. for Simply Cyber Firesides. We're talking to cybersecurity expert John Caballero about leveraging psychology and cyber ops. Very heady episode. So if you're interested in the psychology of cyber and really not weaponizing it, but leveraging it for good, come check it out. All right, guys, let me give you Tyler Ramsby. Here we go. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, everyone? Hey, hopefully you can hear me okay. I didn't have a really good way to test my audio, so I'll look over at chat and make sure no one's freaking out, but super excited to be hanging out with all of you. Again, I hear you in studio. Okay, beautiful. Jerry says it's good. But hey, awesome show. I'm glad we got our AI chief officer out of here, but no, just kidding. Love this show. I was here for most of it, guys. This show is so early in the morning for me, so I'm still half awake. But welcome to Jawjacking. This is the time that we answer your questions about cybersecurity, careers, life, really any question that you want, a little bit about me so you understand context. I'm a pen tester by day, so I get paid to hack stuff, and I'm a content creator, mentor, teacher by evening, and I make courses and teach and do all of that fun stuff on my own YouTube channel as well on Simply Cyber Academy. But if you have any questions, just drop a Q in chat, and I will do my best to get through them. We do have a hard stopping point. At 9:30 Eastern time, we are going to do a raid. We're going to jump over to Simply Secured. There is a not brand new episode, the first episode, I think, season 1, episode 1, which is amazing. So we're jumping over to Simply Secured in about 25 minutes. So brand new show. I'm excited. I'll be there to watch with you guys. Let me scroll up in chat, though. Let's see what I am missing. I can hear Tyler all the way in Texas. Amazing. Devon said the new Hack Smarter hat is sick. Thank you. Hey, you can get your own Hack Smarter swag at store.hacksmarter.org. Let me scroll through. What do kittens use to make coffee? A percolator. I love it. All right, here's a question. Let's see what this question is. Tyler, do you have a favorite black hoodie? Have you thought of designing one? I actually have designed one. I feel like I keep promoting myself, but if you go to store.hacksmarter.org, there is a black hoodie that literally just says black hoodie on. So you can check it out. Get your black hoodie on. But my favorite black hoodie, guys, is just, I have like 4 of these. I can't really show them super well on stream. Just plain black hoodie, but I like the the little fur stuff in here. I don't know what you call it. Like boots with the fur, but the hoodie with the fur. That's what I like. Great question, Space Tacos. Kicking things off. Let me scroll down. And yeah, let me just pull this up again to promote this. The Simply Secured premiere is today at maybe, although I'm seeing some stuff in mod chat. Hey, let me know in mod chat, guys, what the real show is at 9:30, just so I can make sure I talk about the right one. I'll wait for you guys to let me know over in chat over there. All right, let me scroll through. How do you pen test a physical location starting from the restroom? Okay, I need to very much preface this question. I don't do physical pen testing. Like the org that I work for does physical pen testing. The primary reason I don't do physical pen testing is, number one, I don't like to travel. I have 2 young kids, so I like to hang out with them. But number 2, I would just get too nervous. Like, it's one thing I do social engineering somewhat often between phishing emails and phone calls, but it would be hard for me just to like look somebody in the eye and like manipulate them. Now I know it's for a good purpose in the end. So I don't do physical pen testing. So take that with the massive preface. As far as doing a pen test starting from the restroom, I mean, the starting place doesn't really matter. It matters what your end goal is. Generally, when you do a physical pen test, you have flags that you're trying to obtain throughout the organization, and you set those flags up with the client before you begin the pen test. So it might be, hey, can you get access to this server room? Can you get this file from this room? And so that is what would kind of determine what the end goal is of the physical pen test. And whether you start your physical pen test in the bathroom or in the lobby, at that part doesn't matter. What matters is being able to map out whatever your target is, acting like you're supposed to be there. That goes a long way. Making sure you have some pretext set up, walking around with the clipboard, maybe a ladder. Those are the things that matter. So the bathroom part, though, is nice because that's a place you can go to chill out. And I kid you not, my buddy who does physical pen testing said this exact thing, that when he gets stressed out during a physical pen test, he'll find a bathroom just to go into, just to breathe and calm down, because there is a lot of adrenaline that pumps through you doing a physical pen test. All right, let me scroll through. Spider are a great light hoodies. Costco sold them. I'll have to check that out. Honest opinion of the CEH, the Certified Ethical Hacker Cert. All right. Well, since you asked, number one, having the CEH does not mean you are a certified ethical hacker. What I mean by that is the CEH, and I believe there's kind of two different ones. There's the practical one and the multiple choice one. But being able to pass a multiple choice exam does not make you a hacker. It just means that you can pass a Security Plus with a little more security related questions. So there's that. I think the name is misleading. If you want to have a cert that shows that you can hack stuff, you should do a cert that's fully hands-on, not a multiple choice exam. Number two, the council, ECH, whatever council, I can't even think of their names, but behind the CEH have a bad reputation for various things. I won't bring those up here because I don't want to get Simply Cyber sued. But overall, I don't recommend pursuing the CEH unless you live in India or you're pursuing a government job. I know in India, the CEH is still pretty popular for HR. And I also know for government jobs here in the US, the CEH is popular. So it depends on what type of job you're applying for, on whether or not it is worth it. James, okay, sweet. So after jaw jacking, we are going to be doing an early premiere of Simply Secured with James McQuicken. So in about 20 minutes, we'll be jumping over to that. So we do have a hard endpoint, but let me answer some more questions. Scrolling through. Oh, hey, good DEF CON question. Let me see if I can find that in chat and I'll get it so it's highlighted. Otherwise, I'll just answer it. Oh, here's a question I found. Then I'll get to the DEF CON stuff. I'm looking to break into oh, thank you. So Jerry's going to pin questions. Beautiful. Thank you. I'm looking to break into cybersecurity. I have help desk experience, Security Plus, Linux skills, and a bachelor's. Any advice for landing a first role or good entry-level positions to target? So cybersecurity is such a massive field. So I can't really give you a good answer, because when it comes to cybersecurity, that could mean GRC. That could mean SOC work. That could mean being a blue team analyst. That could mean being a pen tester. Depending on which journey you're trying to choose, that's going to change what you end up pursuing. So I would say my advice for landing a first role or good entry level position is first realize what you're trying to target, because cybersecurity is massive. Now, as far as like answering the question, what's a good entry level position to target? I think the SOC is a good place to jump into. The downside of working in a SOC is you often have shift work in the beginning. You might have to work some weird hours, but it's going to give you incredible experience on dealing with real threat actors, real incident response, and understanding how all of that works in the blue team. The SOC is helpful regardless of where you move on from there. If you move on to be a pen tester, knowing how the SOC works will help you figure out how to bypass the SOC and how to keep your alerts underneath people's radar. If you go into the blue team often works heavily with the SOC as an analyst, and you know how the SOC works and how they escalate incidents. And if you go into GRC, very similar. That SOC experience will inform the policies that you create and how you work and lead in GRC. So I would recommend pursuing SOC work. For that, honestly, the Security Plus is a really good cert. You could also look for the CYSA Plus through CompTIA. CompTIA has well-known certs, and TryHackMe has a new SOC cert called the SAL1 or SAL1. It's a mix of multiple choice and hands-on. Those would be some certs and learning paths to look into. All right, looking over at chat. So any advice for first time DEF CON attendee? Yes. The best advice for a first-time DEF CON attendee is you need to come to the Simply Cyber and Hacks Murder meetup on Friday, August 8th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Beer Zombies Brewery. I don't remember all the details there. Oh, thank you. We got ticket information. Let me drop this ticket. We'll copy the link address and I'm going to drop it in chat. If Jerry hasn't already, maybe he already did. I'm not at the bottom of chat. Here it is. I dropped it in chat. You need to go and get a ticket. Now, tickets are $5, which is about half the price of a bottle of water in Las Vegas. We wanted to put a price point on it just so we get an accurate head count, but we're donating all of the money to Black Girls Hack, an incredible organization that makes cybersecurity education and careers accessible. So you do need to get a ticket. If you don't have a ticket, we'll have to call our bouncers, aka me, and I'll kick you out of the event. But get a ticket. They're only $5, but we have a hard limit on the head count. And I am confident these tickets are going to sell out. So I even bought a ticket for myself. I know Jerry bought a few tickets as well. So even we have to buy a ticket. So make sure you buy a ticket. But that's number one. Come to the Simply Cyber Hacks Murder meetup. That's going to be the best part of DEF CON. Outside of that, though, I also recommend getting involved with the village. So I'm going to be hanging out a lot in the noob village. I believe Jerry's speaking at and a few other people. I was going to speak at the noob village, but it was the talk schedule came out when I was working on my hands-on fishing course and I completely fumbled it. So then the schedule got full. But what I told them was like, guys, I'll just be there. Like if anyone has any questions or has questions about careers, I'll just be there offering free advice, free resume reviews if you bring your resume, but I'll be hanging out at the noob village. So find a village, get plugged in, talk to people. Even if you're going solo, which I'm going solo, just talk to people around you. You'll be amazed at how friendly and approachable people are at DEF CON. Hopefully that is a good answer for you. Oh, I didn't realize Jerry was even sharing the chat. Oh, he's over. I don't know what he's doing, but I see it in the background. But there is the link. Make sure you grab that link. All right, let me scroll up. I think there are a few questions, a few cues that I saw, and I missed them. So I'm trying to go back. Oh, what's Kyle? What's a problem in the pen testing industry you wish you could fix? Oh, the pin chat. Thank you. Okay, gosh, I'm such a noob, Jerry. When you said you were pinning them, I thought you meant you were putting them on the screen. I didn't realize you could actually like pin them because I don't use Restream's chat features. Nice. I have those pulled up, so I'll work my way through those. To answer this one, Kyle, I guess a big problem in pen testing is so many pen tests are just a vulnerability scan sold as a pen test. So if you are looking for a pen test for your organization, you might be able to get a pen test for $2,000 or $3,000, but know that you get what you pay for. You pay for a cheap pen test, they're not going to find good vulnerabilities in your environment. A good pen test for like a 5-day assessment, you're looking at anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. But if you pay that to a more boutique pen testing firm, that's when you're going to get the manual hands-on exploitation, exploiting things like business logic flaws. So that's one issue in pen testing. Sure, you can buy a cheap pen test, but it's going to suck. You get what you pay for. So if I could wave a magic wand and fix something, it would be that people would recognize the value of pen testing and they wouldn't just go with the cheaper bidder and then get pwned by ransomware a week later and then be like, oh no, how did this happen? All right, here we go. Now I made it to the pin chat. As an OffSec pro, how would you caution a C-suite against an instant termination policy for help desk agents that get social engineered by a threat actor? One, I would just speak to them as a human being. At the end of the day, social engineering, whatever it is, happens to everyone. And I would even give them some real life examples. So on a somewhat recent engagement, I was able to fish the CEO of a pretty large organization. And it really does happen to everyone. It is not something to punish. It's something to educate about. And so just having that honest conversation with the C-suite. Honestly, from my experience, many people in the C-suite, I think they get a bad rap because we view the C-suite as like these mysterious people at the top controlling all the strings. But people in the C-suite, once again, from my experience, genuinely want to be helpful and want to help their employees succeed. So just having a little bit of education on how social engineering does affect everyone, and we can pull up story after story of even security researchers getting pwned by phishing emails and falling prey to social engineering. That's the big part of it, is giving a little bit of just real world education and a human touch to the social engineering results. But also, I'd also recommend that everything rises and falls on leadership. So if you have employees constantly falling for phishing emails, you need to change the way you do phishing. I know there's organizations out there that do automated phishing emails, which can be great. But if you don't do like pen testing and social engineering, where you're doing like phishing emails combined with pretext calling, combined with trying to really emulate threat actors, that would be a good place to start. Make sure you're doing those kind of more high-end social engineering engagements so you can see what it's like when you're actually targeted by a threat actor. All right, Carrie. So, Tyler, I'm trying to get experience, and they say to make a home lab, and the computers I have are old and don't have big enough hard drives. What can I do? I don't know how old your computers are, and I don't know the size of the hard drives, but you can generally make a small home lab. Well, you say computer, so you must have multiple computers. If you have multiple computers, it doesn't take that much power to power up a virtual machine or a few virtual machines. But even on a home lab, like, having a physical home lab is overrated in my opinion. You now have websites like TryHackMe, Hack the Box, Pwn Labs, VulnLab, like all these different platforms that have vulnerable machines for you to either hack on, or like blue team simulators for you to learn blue team skills. And generally, all you need is a basic Kali Linux VM, or if you look at TryHackMe and Hack the Box, they actually have machines in the cloud you can use. So for TryHackMe, you don't even need your own virtual machine. You can use the attack box. Over on Hack the Box, you can use the Pwn machine, I think is what it's called. I get all these different VMs confused, but they both have cloud-based attack machines that you can use for all of the labs. So that's what I'd recommend. You don't need a physical home lab. I think that's overrated. The one thing would be like if you're doing networking, sometimes it can be helpful to have a network rack at home that you can play around with, but still definitely not needed. You can virtualize almost everything in a home lab, and you can use websites like that. What is my opinion of the CDSA? Now, for those of you who don't know this lingo, the CDSA is the Blue Team Cert by Hack the Box. So, my opinion is number one, everything done by Hack the Box is top tier. I'm a huge fan of Hack the Box, a huge fan of their certifications. So, the CDSA is incredibly realistic. The training in the academy for it is super well done. It is spot on. The only downside of the CDSA and the CPTS and the PT1, like these certs by Hack the Box and TryHackMe, is they are not yet known widely by HR. I think the best bang for your buck, if it comes to getting a cert that's recognized by HR, I would recommend the PMPT by TCM Security and or the OSCP by OffSec. Those are both well known in HR. The OSCP is the most well known, of course, on the pen testing side of things. But those other certs are slowly becoming well known. And one thing you could do if you have the CDSA from Hack the Box is make sure you highlight that on your resume, the skills that you learned, and that you use that to develop a personal brand. I know Jerry talks about this a lot, being the CEO of you, but I think it's super important. You need to be able to develop your own personal brand. You should have an online portfolio showing the things that you have learned and the projects you have done, and that will help highlight your skills, even if the cert itself is not well known by HR. All right, I'll pull this up. Is anyone from Simply Cyber going to be at AfriCon in October? Would love to meet and network, or Afrotech. I'm not going to be there, but let me know in chat if anyone else is going to be there. As far as the conferences I'm going to be at this year, I will be at DEF CON coming up like in less than a month, guys. That's insane. I'm super excited for DEF CON, but I'll be at DEF CON. I'll be at Wild West Hacking Fest over in Deadwood, and I will be at Simply CyberCon in November. So if you're going to be at any one of those, DEF CON, Wild West Hacking Fest, Simply CyberCon, I would love to meet you. I'll be at each one of those. I'm super approachable. Even at DEF CON, guys, I'm not going with the group, so I'm looking for people to hang out with. I land in Vegas on Thursday night. If you want to get drinks or food on Thursday night, let me know. Join Discord. I'll kind of post there where I'm at. I'll be at the meetup, of course, on Friday. I'll be running around DEF CON on Saturday and Sunday, and I head back home on Monday. So that whole weekend I'll be there. Would love to hang out, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. All right, I know Jerry jumped off, so let me get chat pulled up. Back to all comments. Let's see what I'm missing. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Okay, so we got AG Flex Show is going to be at Afrotech. There you go. Make the connection there. And we got Devon saying that he had a really good experience with the PMPT. Hit me up if you have any questions. I may or may not be releasing a video review. Dude, release that video. I would love to watch it. And good to have you here, Devon. Devin. Dude, I always mess up trying to say your name, but good to have you here. And some self-promotion. Thank you, Root. Any chance I have at self-promotion, I'll take it. So, guys, I have released a fishing course called Hands-On Fishing that teaches you how to set up real fishing campaigns, real fishing infrastructure, how to purchase domains, how to configure certs. It is the most affordable, practical, and up-to-date fishing course for 2025, and you can get it today for only $34.99. Not only that, but I also have an OSCP voucher I'm giving away. So if you enroll in my course by August 5th, you have a chance to win. I have one voucher plus 90 days of lab access plus their course to give away. That is an $1,800 value that you might win just by enrolling. I'm going to go ahead and grab the link for that course. And I will drop the link in chat real quick. But it's over in Simply Cyber Academy. It's a one-time payment, $34.99. It will give you lifetime access. I just dropped the link. There you go. Check out Hands-On Fishing in the Academy. Enroll by August 5th. You might win an OSCP voucher. Which is like crazy, guys. I don't see anyone else giving away an OSCP voucher. So enroll all the things. Buy all the courses. Hack all the things. All right, we have just a few more minutes before the premiere. All right, let me check out Kara's question. I have a 15-year-old Dell I got free and I got running in a 6-year-old Dell laptop, and someone just gave me a new ancient Dell laptop with Windows 11. That's amazing. And that's overkill. You don't even need all of that. I would take the new Dell laptop that you just got, install Kali as a virtual machine, and then connect to Hack the Box and try Hack Me. You don't even have to pay for a subscription. That alone is going to give you a massive virtual lab for your learning, and it's not going to cost you any more money. So that would be my recommendation, Carrie. Have I ever considered writing a book about my professional adventures? No, because writing a book is a lot of work if you actually do it the right way. And there's not a lot of return on value from writing a book, at least from my perspective. Instead, you can catch me talking about things on YouTube and blogs and courses. I think those have a better return on value for the work you put into them. So I probably won't ever write a book. I do love reading, but once again, writing a book probably isn't something I'm going to end up doing. But I got courses, I got YouTube, I got rap songs. What else do you need? All right, let me scroll up. Okay, I think I've answered most questions. Sync Logic promoting me. Thank you. Hands-On Fishing is really hands-on. Let's go. It is. I'll answer this real quick from Roswell. Any extra steps to be in the raffle for the OSCP? Nope, no extra steps. Just purchase the voucher. That's all you have to do. Will I be streaming tonight? So actually, I was planning on streaming, but I forgot. One of my friends who is he's speaking on main stage DEF CON. He wanted to go through his presentation. So I'm actually meeting with him tonight, and we're going to go through his full presentation. I'm going to give him feedback on that. So I don't think I'm going to be streaming. I don't know how long that will take, but I have a feeling we'll be hanging out for quite a while as we work on his DEF CON main stage talk. So I was planning on streaming, but forgot about that. But I will probably be streaming tomorrow night. Okay, cool. Let me answer this question real quick. So, Sigon, the reason it's $41.99 when you look at it is taxes. I get this question all the time. The course really is only $34.99, but depending on where you're purchasing it from, I can't control taxes. So if you live in the US, it might be some state taxes. If you live in a different country, is your country controlling the taxes? The price when it comes to taxes can be different for everyone. For me, it is only $34.99 because of where I live, but I can't control taxes. So you might see $41.99. There's literally nothing I can do about that. Pay all the taxes. Unfortunately, pay all the things. All right, y'all. Well, we are just about at the top of the hour. It is almost 8:30. Let me grab a link real quick to this show that's going to be kicking off in literally 1 minute. I just dropped it in chat. Y'all, we are going to raid this. This is the season premiere, brand new show of Simply Secured with James McQuicken. It is happening in 1 minute. So I'm going to close out the show here. I will hang out over in the premiere with you guys. Let me go ahead and get everything closing out here. But thank you so much for being on the show. Guys, I will be here every Thursday this month doing jaw jacking. So thank you for being here. Follow me on YouTube if you don't already. But let's jump over to the show and check it out. I'll see you guys over at the premiere.